Hello, my name's Linda and I'm going to be making 5 very easy, simple cards today. So these are really for beginners or maybe for people like myself who see fantastic paper and they can't resist buying and then don't know what to do with it. So I'm actually going to be making cards that are just using paper today. So I'm going to be using the Graphic 45 Ocean Blue. It's got some really pretty patterns. So the idea is you choose something that is a really lovely pattern that could make a card without doing anything to it. I'm also using the 12 by 12 on this with the same Graphic 45 Ocean Blue set. It's got some lovely paper, and I'm also using the Natural History Into the Blue, and this has got some great paper in it as well. I'm using something like this, so I'm going to put those to one side. So we are making 5 by 7 cards today, and I'm making, as I said, 5. I've got 3 of the buff or manila cards and 2 white, and I've already done a little bit of preparation. I've cut my paper that I really like, so these are all the designs that I think will work as a card without doing hardly anything to it. And I'm going to tell you what size did I cut these at. 4.5 by 6.5 or 11.4 by 16.5 centimetres, and that is going to be our top layer. And then I've also cut 5 layers that are going to go behind. So if from this one I decided I would put this behind it, and that makes it sort of pop out a bit. And these layers are 4 3/4 by 6 3/4 or 12 by 17.2 centimetres. So if you're new to card making, all you've got to do is find a really lovely paper that you like, and maybe just one coloured cardstock that goes with it, so that you can put the same colour behind all of them. And then on 2 of my cards I'm doing a double layer, so this is just a bit smaller, so it's going to leave 3 layers, because you'll have your card base on the top and then 2 underneath. And I've cut these last layers at 4 5/8 by 6 5/8 or 11.5 by 16.8 centimetres. So I'm going to start putting some of our cards together. So this is my favourite paper, and I'm just going to glue it onto my this is Night of Navy from Stampin' Up. I'm going to glue it onto my navy cardstock. So you don't want to use loads of glue, so if you can see I'm just putting thin layers all the way around the edge, not too close to the edge, because if you put it too close it will squeeze out and you don't want that. And then if you put a little bit more in the middle, then that gives you a little bit of wriggle time, which means you can move it around a bit more. So then you're just going to lay it on, get it level, so you've got that nice little border. I'm going to put this onto one of my white card bases rather. I'm going to do exactly the same as we did before. I'm making my glue a tiny bit thicker than I did with just the one layer of paper. You don't need lots of glue to put your paper down, because we're only sticking paper onto paper. And so there you go, very quickly we've actually made a card, and you could actually send that as it is. And how pretty is that? Well, the paper does all the work for you. But you can actually buy sentiments that are already made, and they just pop out. These ones just popped out of a sheet, or you can get them loose where they just all say happy birthday or whatever, and then you can just stick these on, and that is very, very simple. I've actually made mine as I do quite a lot of crafting. I've used a stamp set and I've stamped that out. I'm just going to stick that on. I'm just using glue, nothing fancy, and I'm just going to put that down the bottom there. And that is that card finished, card number 1. So I'm going to be making this one. It's almost exactly the same, but this time I've cut out my sentiment in vellum. And I just want to stick that onto my card. So I'm going to do that before I stick this layer to this one, because I want to just fold the edges over. And then I'm going to stick them to the back. I'm just using a snail for this. You can use wet glue as well. And then I'm going to do exactly the same, little bit of glue around the edges. There we go, card number 2. I've actually used heat embossing on here, so I've used silver embossing powder. For my third card, I'm going to do the 3-layer effect here. So again, it's very simple. Glue around the edge, and then we're just going to stick all 3 layers on. This is a great introduction to card making because, as I said, you couldn't get it any simpler, could you? Just gluing. For my sentiment on this one, I've just stamped thanks and put this on a piece of white cardstock, and then I've just cut a little fish towel in the end there. I'm going to pop that down the bottom there. There's our third card. But for card number 4, I've got a much larger sentiment here, which I'm going to pop here. You can actually get little foam mounts as well, but you can just stick on the back, so that would pop up a bit. I'm doing all of mine flat today, so just going to be nice and easy to post. Okay, card number 4. And there's my last card. So let's just bring them all in. And there we go, there's the 5 cards, all finished. Still my favourite. I mean, I love all of this paper, but that is my favourite one. I really like the vellum look on this one. 5 very quick, easy cards that you can put in your drawer and post out whenever you need them. I hope you enjoyed watching this video. If you did, please give me a thumbs up and subscribe to my channel. Thanks for watching. Bye.